I'm Emily.
And I'm Ethan.
We're traveling across America in search of its most captivating communities.
All the while, we're working from the road and taking the adventures as they come.
This is
Remote!
It had been a chilly and rainy month in Southern California, but the reward was a spring super bloom. Beautiful wildflowers popping up in all directions.
San Diego is a really cool city. We stayed in Ocean Beach, which is kind of a smaller community, and I'm really glad we went there because it was kind of the quintessential surf town that I've always wanted to visit ever since I was a kid. Our Airbnb was literally right outside of the main walk where you could like visit all the little shops, and the road led down to the beach where everybody would hang out every day. It was just a really vibrant and friendly community. Every day kind of felt like being on vacation.
Ocean Beach feels much more like a tiny beach town and not a neighborhood in a big city.
Our doorstep was just feet away from Sunset Cliffs, which were rocks that everybody would go down to at sunset and just watch the beautiful horizon and the clouds over the ocean at night. And it seems like everybody in the town was there. It was like a regular thing that people would do. So it was really cool to be a part of that.
First day that these streets have been empty enough to walk the dogs. This neighborhood has been so crowded this week.
Culture was really friendly and welcoming. Everybody we met seemed like they were just kind of in a good mood, going a little bit slower. People mostly walked everywhere because, you know, it's still in San Diego, and if you can avoid driving, that's best because there's not a lot of parking.
San Diego has been listed as #1 most happy city in the United States many years in a row. And that was quite apparent. Even in the passport renewal office, people were smiling and starting conversations with each other. And I was like, if this was in Texas, we would all just be like clawing at each other's faces to be first in line. It was a totally different, more positive atmosphere than what I'm used to.
But let's not sugarcoat it. Not every part was perfect.
We're at the beach.
We just did one of these kayak tours.
I love the beach.
And it was really cold, and the wetsuit was not comfortable. And we saw some dolphins, so that was cool. But the whole purpose of these kayaking things are to go into these caves here, and as you can tell, the water's too choppy today. There's no way somebody's gonna kayak towards some rocks. So instead we just went out to sea and then paddled around in circles for a while in a wetsuit. So that's about it. Welcome to Dog Beach. Today we learned that a successful outing to the dog beach requires bringing a sandwich in your pocket, which attracts the dogs back to you and makes them behave well.
I couldn't let the opportunity to catch some waves pass by while I was in San Diego, so I spent a day at the beach surfing. And the water here in the Pacific is really cold, so you have to have a thick wetsuit. But everybody was really nice. The local surf culture is very friendly and welcoming, and there was not a lot of people at the beach, so I pretty much had it all to myself. What else?
Stingrays?
There were a lot of stingrays in the water, and the guy that I was hanging out with and surfing with felt several as we were like paddling out, and so he said he'd been stung by stingrays 18 times here. So there's definitely stuff out there. You share the ocean with all of the creatures of the sea.
To celebrate my birthday, Ethan planned us a picnic at Balboa Park, home of some beautiful architecture as well as very friendly squirrels.
Good friends.
After our picnic, Ethan had a very special surprise in store for me, my very first close-up magic show. As it turns out, San Diego has the nation's premier community of magicians.
You've already looked at this deck. You see that these cards are in different order, and what I'm about to do, it wouldn't even matter the order of these cards. Ethan, can you cut off a group of cards, I don't know, about half?
Believe it or not, the magicians not only allowed us to film their tricks, they encouraged it.
Let me count these. So we need an even number because we're going to play a game. 31. We need an even number so we can add or subtract. It's up to you. What do you want to do?
Subtract.
Subtract. So we have 30. All right, we'll get rid of these here. Ethan, yes. I'm going to try to set these up to psychologically influence you here. This one? Perfect. We'll get rid of this for this one. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to deal cards onto the table like this, and then anywhere you want, you're going to stop, and when you stop, you're going to flip them over, okay? So take these cards, deal them onto the table one at a time. Yeah, like this.
Like this?
And then deal them, yep, deal. And then deal, and then wherever you want to stop, you can stop dealing. It's totally up to you. Right here, and bring out the rest of the cards, turn those over. Perfect. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide these under this napkin, and I'm not going to go near them again, okay? We're going to do the same thing with you. I'm going to deal through the cards, right? Anywhere you want, you're just going to stop and flip them over, okay? So take the cards, deal them one at a time. Flip them over. You want to do that again?
Why?
It's up to you.
No.
You're happy with that?
Yeah.
It's good.
You sure?
Sure.
Okay, let's see how we do. Under the napkin the whole time. You believe in coincidences?
No.
We got 2 black 3s. That's pretty weird, right?
Oh.
We got 2 black 9s. It's pretty weird.
Nice.
We got 2 black kings. Uh-oh. A mistake? Nah. 2 black 8s, 2 black 10s, 2 black queens. You could have took less cards. You could have took more cards. We have 2 black aces, 2 red 6s. Did I say black queens? I meant red queens. You know what I meant. 2 black 6s, 2 black 4s, 2 red 3s, 2 black 5s, 2 black 2s, 2 red 2s, 2 red 8s. A perfect match. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, one thing about the San Diego beaches is they are quite rocky. A lot of them, you've got cliffs and then like little tiny beaches in between the cliffs. So it's not really the type of place that you can go on long jogs on the beach, long romantic walks on the beach, or like horseback rides on the beach. So if you're looking for that kind of a vibe, you're probably better off a little bit north of there. I went to Torrey Pines, which is in like northern San Diego. That is kind of the more open stretch of sand, and I was able to do some jogging there.
Most people don't associate San Diego with mountains, hiking, or camping, but you don't have to drive very far out of the city to get to a perfect spot for it, the Otay Open Space Preserve.
This is Pegasus's maiden 4-wheel drive voyage. Nico's real excited. Who ripped Vaseline all over your lens?
Is the Otay Mountain Wilderness, which is managed by the BLM, and that means it is free to camp anywhere we want. Chaos at the campsite.
Is that what it is?
So normally the locations that we visit for this vlog are pretty budget based, just because we're on a pretty strict budget. San Diego is obviously not one of those places. It is one of the more expensive cities in the United States. So why did we go there? A, I needed to renew my passport. B, it was my birthday, so we splurged a little bit to celebrate. And C, it was on the route to our next location, which you'll have to wait and find out where that is.
We had a great time.
Mm-hmm. And surprisingly, our Airbnb wasn't that unaffordable. We did have to make some adjustments to our expectations. It was a 1-bedroom instead of a 2-bedroom, which is kind of difficult when you have 2 people doing Zoom calls all day, but we made it work. We brought in a folding table and kind of created a little desk, and the kitchen wasn't well stocked, but you know, we have our camping stove with us, so we were able to make do.